so today I'm doing a video on tips on how to grow long hair. I know I did a video on this a couple months ago and everybody, like a bunch of people love it. But a lot of you also still have questions, so I'm going to address those questions and probably add some more tips because I did change some things that I did with my hair. Yeah, so let's get started. So first I'm going to start off with some of the questions some of you guys had over my last video on how to grow long hair fast. One of them is, okay, this isn't a question, but this is just a lot of people didn't realize something. I had said do not take a shower every day when it actually meant do not wash your hair every day, and I put it, like I said do not take a shower every day, but I put in text, like on my side, that I did not mean don't take a shower, I meant just don't wash your hair. And a bunch of you were just like, oh my god, why wouldn't you take a shower every day? How could you take a shower every other day? Don't you stink? And doesn't it feel weird? No, I know I actually said don't take a shower every day, but I actually meant don't wash your hair every day. And then some of you guys had questions, what do you mean by don't wash your hair every day? Like you wet it and you don't wash it, or any of that. But what I mean by don't wash your hair every day is it's to like put it in a ponytail or a bun and just don't wet it at all. Just don't wash it. Leave it alone. Just wash your body, your face, and then just put it down afterwards. And that was one of my tips. Don't wash your hair every day because you get to keep the oils in your hair and your hair doesn't dry out as quickly if you wash it every day. Now, I also said that if you, say, have really oily hair or you work out every day and like sweat every day, then you definitely should take a shower every day. Only like if you work out every other day like I do, or you're not much of a sweater, or your hair is dry so you don't have that much oil, so you can just take a shower every other day. That would be good. But if your hair is oily, definitely take a shower every day because you don't have to worry about your natural oils reaching the rest of your hair, because I guess that's a small perk of having oily hair. I know I hate when I have oily hair, but at least your hair gets nourished with your natural oils. Another commonly asked question is if I use oils, and in the video I had told you that I use heat protectant. This is the heat protectant that I use. I know there's a glare. I don't know how to block that glare. I don't know if you can see it. Sorry about the glare. Okay, there you go. Yeah, so this is the one I use. There's other serums or even sprays that you can use just when you just to protect your hair against heating products. I don't really use heat products on my hair too often because I want to avoid split ends, but that's a different tip. So, and right now we're focusing on oils. So yes, I use this serum when I am straightening or curling my hair using any heat styling, like blow dryers even, to protect my hair. And if my hair is very dry for some reason, I use this oil. It's Kuaku or oil. I have no idea how to pronounce it. But this is the oil right there. You can totally read that. Okay. And it's just a spray that you just spray in your hair. It actually smells really good. It takes care of the frizz and it also makes your hair smoother and nicer to feel, nice and silky. So yeah, those are the two things I use. I don't really use any other oils. Okay, now on to the tips. Oh, this is going to be a lot of repeats from the last one, but if you haven't watched the last one, then this is all new to you. So in my experience, I had hair just lower than my shoulders, like right here, and I had layers. So I had really short, layered hair. And I had joined a sport, and I could not really put it in a ponytail that well, so I'm like, forget it, I need to grow it out so I could actually put it in a ponytail so it could get out of my face. So it took me a year to grow the layers out. Having layers is just awful. To grow out layers, you just need to not trim them. Every time you go for a haircut, just say, I want to grow my layers out. If they're really bad, like if you have split ends on your layers, just cut off the split ends. Do not actually like trim them to keep them the same size, like just the split ends. Or if they don't have that many split ends or not damaged, then just leave them alone. So just try to grow them out. Just cut the lower part of your hair, and eventually your layers will catch up. And that's what happened to me. I used to have really bad layers, and now it's pretty much even. And the way I grew it out really fast in a year, it came up from like right here to about like right under here. It grew about 6 inches, which is, I actually learned, on average people's hair grows 6 inches a year, but of course you have to trim it, so It's not like you're just gonna grow 6 inches. Anyway, the reason I was able to grow it so fast is because I didn't do anything to it. Like I did not straighten it. I only straightened it like probably 3 times out of the whole year just because of special occasions, or curled it. I didn't even blow dry it. I just went ahead and air dried it. And if you think that quality shampoo really matters, it really doesn't. I would buy like dollar shampoos sometimes, and then I would splurge and get like $5 shampoos sometimes. My favorite one is Dove. I've heard that Dove isn't even that good of a shampoo or conditioner, but it works really well on me. I mean, it cleans out my hair like it's supposed to, the shampoo does, and then the conditioner leaves my hair really soft. So I don't know why people are like all against Dove. But also I would use Herbal Essence, Tresemme, Pantene. Pretty much those are all the same to me. It's just your preference, really. And if you want to buy the really expensive ones, I never really did that, so I feel like it's a waste of money. But maybe you guys have good experiences with it, and if you do, just let me know what brands that you like that are really expensive, and maybe I'll splurge and do a review, see how it works for me. So what I'm trying to say is that tip number 1 is to avoid heat styling your hair as much as possible. And if you decide to heat style your hair, make sure that you use heat protectant serum or sprays, and that your heat styling product or your heat styling tool is made out of something that won't damage your hair. Like I've read that if it's made out of metal, then it's really bad for your hair. But if it's made out of ceramic, like mine is the Colorful Seasons Hair Styler. And I just got this at the mall. I've had this for years. It's made out of ceramic. But I also heard that the number 1 best kind of straightener for your hair is the one that's laced in gold. And I feel like that'd be expensive. So if you're like really into having a straightener that won't damage your hair as much, then you can splurge on the gold-plated straighteners or curling irons or wands. And then I think the second one is titanium. That's the least damaging, and then the third being ceramic. That's what I've heard from this professional hairstylist that I met at the OC Fair. So she might be wrong, or the internet might be wrong, because that's where I got that information from. But I had a good experience with my ceramic one, so you could just go with ceramic. And I think it's probably the cheapest one. Tip number 2, do not dye your hair, because dyeing your hair, especially from a dark color to a light color, is awful for your hair. It dries up your hair so much. I mean, even if Ariana Grande had trouble keeping up her red hair because it was just damaging it so much, and she has a ton of money, imagine what it would do to your hair. You probably can't afford the amount of treatment that she would get, so just imagine what it would do to your hair. And usually people with like purple hair or from dark hair to blonde hair, they usually have short hair because they had to chop it all off because they just damaged it so much. And I knew a couple of people that were just like, why did I dye my hair from brown to blonde? Now it's all horrible and nasty and crunchy. And then they had to have short hair and they're really sad. So of course I'm not a professional. I don't know if this happens to everybody, but I'm assuming so, unless you are willing to keep up with the treatments, hair color treatments, plus the relaxing and the deep conditioning treatments. So I would say that tip number 2 is do not dye your hair. Maybe it's okay from a light color to a dark color, but not the opposite. I never dyed my hair, so that's why I was able to grow it out pretty fast. Tip number 3, just wash your hair, take care of it. But what I'm trying to say is growing your hair takes a long time. Unless there's like some miracle product that I don't know about, it's gonna take at least a year for your hair to really grow out. And my hair is up to my hip bone right now, and it took 4 years ago I had it right here. So I mean, it grew this much in 4 years. Granted, I did have trims. It is rule of thumb to get a trim every 3 months. But I feel that you can wait longer than that. I usually get a trim every 6 months, so twice a year. But that's because I don't really damage it. I don't really I don't dye it. I don't really straight iron it. I don't really curl it. I just kind of leave it natural. So I don't really have that many split ends. So I can wait 6 months. But usually when people are like crazy about doing their hair every single day, then they should probably get a trim just to cut off those split ends, that crunchy feel that you have at the bottom of your hair. You have to get rid of that, because that little piece of split end is actually going to slowly come up to your hair and just ruin more of it. So eventually you're just gonna have to chop off more. So it's best to just get rid of it now. If you touch your hair and it's not crunchy, or it's not yellow with a bunch of split ends, I mean, of course you're gonna have some split ends, but if every single hair is split and it's really crunchy, then you should probably go for a trim. That's how I know I need to go for a trim. I know you're just like, I don't want to cut my hair, I want it to grow out. But you need to take off that evil chunk of dead hair just to save your healthy hair. So avoid heat styling your hair as much as possible, and when you do, make sure that you use heat protecting serum or spray. Go for a trim every couple months, or when you feel that you definitely need one. Wash your hair every other day if you can. Do not dye your hair, especially from dark to light. Use ceramic, gold, or titanium heating products. None of that mixed metal stuff, because that is the most damaging kind of heating products. Use oils if your hair is really dry. Be certain that it's going to take a while. You're not just going to all of a sudden have long hair. It's going to take a while. It took me 4 years from about shoulder length to hip length. So growing out your hair is like losing weight. It is a commitment, and it's going to take time. It's probably not as hard as losing weight, because you can eat as many cookies and as many pie slices as you would like and still grow out your hair, whereas losing weight, you cannot eat that many sweets and be happy with your weight if you're trying to lose weight. And eventually it's going to come out looking great, and you're going to be able to whip your hair back and forth like so. And those are all my tips. Sorry, I was kind of like all over the place. But basically, just take good care of your hair. It's going to take a long time to grow your hair out. Just keep to it. Treat your hair very nicely. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a great day. If you'd like to see more hair videos, if you really like how my hair looks and want to see how I should style my hair, or like more hair care routines, then go ahead and like this video and subscribe so you won't miss those videos. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!